Heroes of Greyhawk is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
They say that no road stretches longer than the one between vengeance and justice. This is the road that Melantha walks. And when Philomena set upon her during our last session, anger sharp as a knife, accusations flying, Melantha didn't seem to flinch. Cowardice, said Philomena. Betrayal, leaving her companions to die in the field. But they hadn't died, was the retort. And besides, it wasn't Melantha's battle to fight. For who? The people of Crimsonbrook? No. Melantha had her own battles. Anger and sorrow to wield as weapons. For Magnus Crane, his name scratched into her book of death, Magnus Crane still drew breath. And her brother did not. Phalar, the murdered. Now, what good would her vengeance be if she threw her life away in some forgotten ruin? Justice, true justice, required patience. And if that patience made her cold, then so be it. Philomena saw something in those words, a burden, a purpose, not so much different than her own, maybe. Anger turning to compassion, a bond forged that night, friendship, perhaps, a sisterhood of circumstance. The townsfolk of Crimsonbrook called them heroes for what they'd done. A feast was had, celebration of survival. But one man would not see another sunrise. Sheriff Cole Barrett lay dying. From his deathbed, he passed final words, advice, and an elven blade to Deputy Cooper Mason, a lawman in a lawless land. A final sip of bottled lightning to warm his bones one last time. Then nothing. The old sheriff was gone. And so Cooper buried the sheriff neath the dirt of the Crimsonbrook Cemetery with no ceremony, no blessing, just cold dirt upon a lifeless corpse of a good man laid to rest. Now, the gang had no such luxury. The road stretched on ahead and their course was set north towards Gull Keep. They pulled stakes and left Crimsonbrook. Cooper Mason rode with them now, leaving behind the town that he, for a short period, called home. And after a night on the road, the party rose to an overcast sky, the clouds swollen with rain yet to fall. They rode on, coming eventually to a grim waypoint, a cluster of standing stones, 4 to be exact, a druidic site of dark power, a flash of lightning over Wyestill Lake, echoing thunder, a tempest looming to the north, concealing behind it omens of evil, war, coming conflict. The party approached the standing stones. A druidic figure crouched at their center. A moment of recognition from Brother Portis, a frail-looking man, 4 corpses, each attached to one of the stone pillars in ritualistic fashion, gazing lifelessly. Portis dismounted to approach. The man's hollow, void-like eyes opened and his face took on the visage, if for only a moment, of men that Portis had killed. Speaking, the man seemed to have been expecting the cleric, revealing a cryptic message and demanding a sacrifice of blood. And a sacrifice was made, Portis' own blood, and in return, revelation of the truth hidden between his lies. A glimpse into his sordid past, perhaps, certainly his dark purpose, the truth having been hidden from him even. The druid laughed maniacally and then dematerialized a swarm of corpse rats scurrying out from his tattered clothing, now laying in a pile. Portis tried to explain, revealing his evil tendencies, revealing his connection to the murder of Melantha's brother, revealing truth in his moment of weakness. And thus he was punished by his goddess Cerule. His legs violently broken, snapped by an unseen force, and magically healed in a hobbled state. With so many questions remaining, the party pressed on towards Gull Keep. A rain now falling, the gang finally found themselves gazing upon the lighthouse ruins, a storm brewing. Rain the waves of Wyestill Lake crashing against the coastline, a ship sailing away into the darkness, directly into the tempest. And then, from the ruins, the yip and howl of the lighthouse's defense, Knowles. So my friends, as we return to the story here, you find yourselves relatively close to the ruins at this point, probably within 60 feet. You have ascertained that there is yet another barrier to finding your way to wherever Magnus Crane might be hiding within the lighthouse. What would you guys like to do?
I have two proposals.
On myself?
Fair. Hortus?
I have two proposals. Perhaps there's some slight chance that we could parlay with these beasts, try to get an audience with their commander and get more information. Or I could mask our presence and we could make forthwith to the ruins of the lighthouse.
I'm kind of liking the second idea myself. Kind of hard to talk to yapping dogs.
Yeah.
Because if we try to talk to them, they know we're there, so there's no point in masking our presence afterwards. Try to get in.
Yeah, but they can't see us. They're not here right now, but
I might propose that one of us go and speak with them if we wish to try that angle. Myself.
Speak no English?
Well, no. But I'd be willing to see if any of them speak the common tongue. And my tongue flickers out just reflexively.
well, if you want to go talk to them, I can back you up from a distance. Make sure while the lays go on in, maybe.
I mean, I have means for escaping myself if I need be. I wouldn't want any of you to risk revealing yourselves. Or we go straight to the ruins of the lighthouse. I could probably help us get there. Most likely undetected.
Just what exactly? I know what Mel wants. What exactly are the rest of us doing this for? I mean, Portis? Can you even tell us?
No, I believe we were trying to determine what the connection was between this Magnus Crane and the guild and the governess.
I mean, that's what I'm here for, yeah.
I simply needed to get out of town, frankly, because I didn't need to be associated with everything that was going on there, and which led to Gruka's unfortunate demise, if you recall.
Well, all I'll know is if we're standing out here in the open, them yappers are gonna have an easier time with us. If we head out to the ruins, at least we can take them on in a much more efficient manner.
I agree.
I'm kind of slowly clicking my horse, forward a little bit, just because those, the gnolls, they make me nervous.
Where are you going?
Are we heading?
We haven't
Ruins
decided
are-
yet.
I kind of turn my horse back around. I got my crossbow ready in case I see. Cause now I'm facing them, and I figure the noise is coming kind of from behind where we came from. So I just want to face the other angle, just in case I see something. I'm kind of listening to Brother Portis, but I'm scanning kind of behind. I don't want to get surprised by anything. Well, what do you folks want to do? I mean, Brother Portis here wants to go out and talk. I've seen strange things happen in the past couple of days. I'm inclined to think that if he thinks he can get out there and come back safely, I'm inclined to let him go.
I'm merely proposing options, Melantha. You've not had your say.
I personally would like to save all my strength for the bigger prize, not these things. You know what I want. And if there's a way that we can skirt around this situation, I say we go for it.
It's what, 60 feet to the lighthouse? I think we could get there with a bit of the divine intervention.
This sounds like the perfect plan to me. If there's a way that we don't have to fight these, and possibly ending up getting killed in the end, that's not worth it.
Nor would I propose that we fight them. There's no way we would survive an onslaught, regardless of how many there are, and I have no doubt that there's more than one or two. Very well.
After you succeed, if these things are still out here, won't they go after you?
Well, it depends on the success of my parley. But
I mean, after all of that.
I don't know. But they wouldn't know you're here. However, I do have a favor I can ask my deity to shield us from detection, and we can make our way, as Melantha wishes. Probably not on your horse, Cooper.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous. I keep hearing them things in the background. I can't tell if it's my head making jokes on me or they're actually... Do I hear them? Do I hear any more yipping?
Oh, yeah. Occasionally you'll hear barking coming from the direction of the lighthouse. There is a thunder occasionally cracking across the sky as well. The rain is falling pretty steadily now. So you do have the rain potentially to your advantage, perhaps.
I propose we move the steeds away so they're not detected while we're gone, and thus reveal our presence, plus our means of locomotion. I'm not moving so fast these days. And then return here, and we shall request a favor and move to the lighthouse.
That sounds like
I agree.
Radio.
All right.
All right. So you take your mounts a ways back down the trail, maybe finding a suitable location. Do you set them free? Do you lash them to a tree or something? How do you address the situation with your steeds?
I'd say we just probably lash them. Maybe to a tree or some shrub, something they can nibble on.
If we need to get out, we don't need to be looking for them.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to know exactly where they are.
But horses are smart. When their lashes are attached, they think that they can't go anywhere. So, but if they get spooked, sometimes they can break free. But
You could you'd be able to set the tether in a manner that it would allow them for escape if some danger came to them.
Yeah, that's what Cooper does. He's good at that.
Philomena, what were you gonna say?
I think Philomena pops off of Dodie and kind of goes to the front of her and holds the sides of her cheeks, strokes her nose, and rests her forehead to her for a moment. I don't think it's safe here for you, darling. I think you should go somewhere safer. Now I know you can take care of yourself. You managed to escape those goats somehow, so maybe I'll see you again. I don't know. Thank you for all you've done for me, for Mama. And I think she kind of leads her in the direction of where they came from and lets her go.
You drop the reins, and she just kind of stands there staring at you with her tail just sort of like swishing back and forth.
Dodie, it's not safe.
She
Just go.
stomps her hoof in the ground, her front right hoof, and sort of like bows her head down a little bit and kind of like nudges you a little.
I think I'll produce the flame in my hand.
She like takes a step back.
I'll kind of lunge a little bit.
She playfully sort of like backpedals a little bit and sort of like scrapes her front hoofs in the dirt again.
Go!
When you shout at her, her ears perk and turn to you, and she takes one last look at you, and then she just takes off running.
I'll let the flame die in my hand.
It's at that time I will cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us.
Okay, so the four of you have taken care of your horses, and you set off back in the direction of the lighthouse. Now I do have a map, so you should be able to see the lighthouse ruins up ahead. You are off in sort of the bottom left corner of the map, and you can see from this distance, you can see some activity around what appears to be an old perimeter wall. I'll bring up the map here for other folks to see as well. There we go. So you can see there's an old perimeter wall right in this area here. And indeed, there are some gnolls that appear to be on some sort of a gnoll patrol. So, how would you like to approach this?
Where we are. Oh.
Stealthily?
Yes.
Okay, so you have Pass Without a Trace. As long as you stay within proximity to Portis, you'll be protected. You do have to move stealthily to benefit from it, but it will give you a bonus to your stealth checks should you choose to be stealthy.
We shall do that.
Okay, so just indicate on the map where you would like to stealth to first.
I kind of defer to Hortus as to where this is your show. You want to go up to the left?
Can you see the gnoll patrols from where we are?
You can. Mm-hmm.
I propose we pass the width of the face and come around the far side.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Are you able to grab the pointer, Ty? And yeah, it's
There we go.
the little teardrop thing over there. You can press Q, and it will highlight it for you.
I propose we go this way.
Okay.
Past this way.
Or even a little farther over.
Yeah, this
Well,
In between those
this
two
is
farther
behind that
tents.
tree.
All right, so let's do this. Everybody give me a stealth check. Add +10 for the Pass Without a Trace to your stealth check.
Let's see.
Natural 20.
Hey-oh,
32.
that's good, right?
That's
I think that's good. Yeah.
My stealth is +2, but I think because I'm wearing a chain, aren't I?
I'm definitely at a disadvantage. I got a 12.
Okay.
Okay, well, all right, that's good. Even with disadvantage, with the 10, that's 23.
23, 32, a 12, and what about Mel? Oh, you're muted, Coco.
Are we adding the +10 and our bonus, or just +10?
Yep. Yeah, +10 plus the bonus that you'd normally have.
So that
Yep.
would be 27.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're able to make your way across the face of this promontory, getting approximately over to, say, this corner by this tree. Is that about right, guys? All right, right in there.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Did we want to get closer to the dead tree?
Oh, yes.
That works.
Okay. Yep. That's fine. We can move you up there, no problem. I'll grab your tokens and move you up. So like right about here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. When you get to that point, moving forward, extremely stealthy, you can see that there are some additional patrols on this side of the complex as well. Now the view of the keep itself, now that you're getting a chance, you can see, it's kind of perched on this promontory. You could hear the crashing of the waves to the north of your location. The lighthouse walls are crumbling and broken. It definitely looks like it's a ruined keep of some kind. Dark storm clouds kind of silhouetting behind it. And thunder just cracking above every so often with streaks of lightning sort of illuminating. Now it's probably at best midday, but it seems like late evening based on the amount of light that you see in this space right now.
This weather's to our advantage. Now at this point, my companions, I think we should decide if parley is not our decision. We should make straight away to the lighthouse and try to gain access undetected.
And just so it's clear to everybody, this structure here is the lighthouse that is obscured right now. You probably can't see that.
Never really met a Norm
Right.
before.
Yeah, right here.
Talk to one. So I think, wager my bets on him sneaking than talking.
Yeah, talking with these types of creatures just doesn't seem like a good idea.
I mean,
Dave, it probably took us about 10 minutes to cross to that point, right?
Yeah, probably. Moving stealthily, I would say, yeah.
Mhm.
if
Just so
we
you
need
know,
some-
we're doing well on time, but there is a time limit to this mask.
If we need some kind of distraction, I can make myself look like one of them. If I can
Okay.
listen for a few minutes, I could probably sound like him too.
Now, the less time we take, the better.
I agree.
Alright. Alright.
You could go up there, disguise yourself as one. Say that you need the closest ones to the lighthouse that are possibly will give us a problem with getting there quickly, and say that you need them to come with you because you think that you have seen some people who are not supposed to be there.
That'll put them on alert. I don't know if we want them on alert.
Considering the fact that nobody comes here to begin with, anybody that they don't know is going to be.
I should think we're sufficiently masked if we just wish to pass through their encampment.
Let's try
Let's take the simpler route.
I'm just double checking my crossbow and everything, and I'm like, let's do this.
We're going to go straight to.
All right. Indicate with your pointer on the path you're going to take for me, Ty. Okay. All right. And the idea is that you're trying to sneak past the sentries.
Right. Yeah. With
Okay.
Under the storm and with the shadow emanating from us, and we're not leaving any tracks or anything like that either. So.
Right. But you do realize you're not invisible. You're not invisible.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We gotta wait till they turn their head, you know. when
Yeah.
they-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
forgot
part of
that
our-
we're not invisible.
You are not invisible.
It's,
No.
it's part of our stealth that will, like, you know, take advantage of, like, hiding behind
Oh, yeah.
cover and with backs to us. And
I mean, you know, my Cooper's own experience, you know, being night watchman and everything, he kind of has that whole see the pattern, you know, they're bored, they're just going to keep walking back and forth. We just got to count how long it takes them, and then we can go.
we also have one other option.
With remembering that we're not invisible, hear me out. What if, how do I indicate pointer? What if we take this route here, distract, either like throw something over here,
We only have to throw out one guard
something
then.
from up here, so that we
These
can
guys are all,
see
he
it.
said, you know, they're shifting around, you know.
But you don't want to make them on alert, though, and making a weird
Well,
noise
if they
also put
find
them on alert.
nothing,
Atlanta, how do you feel about removing one?
I could possibly try.
The farthest one, maybe.
The farthest or the closest one?
Well, you know, you don't want to kill one that's in the middle of them.
No, I just mean as we pass in the proximity of the structure.
Yes. Yes.
Or if the camp is unoccupied, can we see down here to tell if there are some milling around down there as well?
At this, let's see. Give me a perception check.
I'm pretty good at perception.
So good.
15?
15's pretty good. Yeah, you can see that there is, you can just make out an individual down at the docks.
Okay.
And you can see this guy's kind of hanging out around the corner on the back side of the building, just barely concealed by the corner of the structure.
That looks like a good
I
direction.
think we should go now.
Yes, I agree. This way, right here. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
If I have to
Okay.
take out one, I will.
All right, let's do it. Let's get another round of stealth checks.
Are we still adding a 10?
Yes. It lasts for how long, Portis? The past out of
An
trace?
hour.
Okay, yep.
An hour.
So as long as you stay close to him.
I got another 27.
27,
I also got a
27.
20, sisters. Hey.
10 plus 12, 13, 16.
Okay, Ty.
14 with disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 16 with disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you guys.
You know, we gotta wear the
Those are pretty good rolls aside from the 14.
Yeah, he doesn't
The way
walk
that,
very
it's
well.
the way the dice go. He's crippled. The poor guy's he's got some mobility challenges here after last session. All right, so you guys get to about right here. Philomena moving past, getting up to this wall here. Is that what you're trying to do? Get up along the wall. Melantha getting to this corner. As you approach, you can see that there is a door, an entry door right here. That's about all you can tell at this point as you race forward. Cooper, you dart through and get to the wall as well as this individual sort of pops out, not seeing the three of you hiding against the wall here, but seeing Portis as Portis is making his way across and slips on a rock, and the rock kind of rolls down, and Portis, as the rock rolls down, you look up and you hear a growl and a bark, and I need you guys to roll initiative, please, as Portis got detected. Now, I will say, for the moment, the three of you are not seen, so you could potentially do a sneak attack. But let's go ahead and roll, or not a sneak attack, but a surprise attack. Let's go ahead and roll our initiative first, then we'll deal with that. So, 25 to 20. 15 to 20.
16.
19.
Okay, 19 for
I have
Portis.
a 15 dex, if that makes a difference.
Yeah, I have a 14 dex.
Okay.
We both have 16s.
I usually just go with whoever says it first. But all right, so
Fair enough.
Philomena, and then Coop, and all right, and then what did you get, Mel?
14.
Okay, all right, nice rolls. Okay, So that brings us to Portis. You look up and see this individual growling and barking at you. It makes enough noise where you're pretty certain others have heard. What would you like to do? You're at the top of the initiative.
Yes, I will close the distance. Where's my grabber? I will close the distance and grab the beast by the throat and inflict wounds at 3rd level.
Wow.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's horrible.
Could have kept his mouth shut.
And meanwhile, I was eyeballing this guy. I was ready to shoot him with a crossbow, so I'm watching Portis run over there and just grab this guy by the throat.
That's an 18 to hit.
Ooh.
18 to hit. That will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
34 points.
Whoa!
Oh.
Damn, Portis,
Ain't no
go ahead
broken
and
leg stopping Portis.
no. Although your movement would have been shortened because of the movement
Right.
implications, but we'll go with it for now because it's cool. But just keep that in mind that you're basically moving with essentially half speed, like you're on like you're basically on difficult terrain all the time. But nevertheless, in this case, what does it look like as you completely obliterate this guy?
When I grab the knoll, the necrotic energy radiates from my hands and the flesh shrivels down to the windpipe. It's separating the natural healthy head from the collarbone area and just withering the flesh in the middle to nothing so that it flops over like a wet noodle and the body falls over backwards.
Oh, gross. All right. And of course, your companions see all of this happen. Philomena, it's your turn. What do you do?
He says puke.
I will disguise myself as that knoll and go run over. Can I, like, where all this kind of rubble is, can I just kind of, like, scoot him over into it? Like,
Oh, sure. Yeah, you could use your action to like push him and kind of like cover him up a little bit. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be over here, yipping and growling.
Okay.
Looking out to the ocean.
All right. Sounds good. Cooper, what do you want to do?
Well, Cooper just witnessed something really nasty. He was ready to shoot this thing in the head with his crossbow, but he's gonna back away. Well, he's gonna look over to where Melantha is, and then he's going to back down to where Philomena had just moved to, now looking like the knoll that just got obliterated. And I'm gonna, actually, I'm gonna go right down to where Brother Portis is to see if he needs any assistance. I noticed him moving very shakily and awkwardly, and says to him, "Maybe we could do a little chase around the building, eh?
Hide.
They come over here and we go around the backside and come up around the front, go right through the front door."
Just keep yourself hidden.
Yeah, I'm just gonna basically come right around the corner to the backside, right over here. But I have my crossbow. I'll be peering around the corner in case the ones out front decide to really come down and Philomena doesn't, maybe, whatnot.
All right. So Jeff, are you going to hold an action? Are you going to hide? What are you going to do with your action?
I'm basically gonna come just around the corner where I have my.
What's up, Penborough? Welcome in.
And I'm gonna peer around the corner with a crossbow and I'll hold my action. So if any of these gnolls do head our way, I got a chance to shoot one of them.
Okay, so you're gonna hold your shot. Sounds good. All right, so with all of that happening, we'll get to you in a second, Mel, because it is the gnolls' turn. You guys watch as from these tents down here, two gnolls run forward. Cooper, go ahead and take your shot if you'd like at one of these. If you want to. Yep.
I'm just gonna shoot at the one closer to the docks.
Okay.
One looks like it just came out. A little bit slower than the other one. All right. What's my to hit with the crossbow? Plus, okay. 13 plus 5 is 18 to hit.
That hits.
And damage on a crossbow light is 1d8 plus my d8 plus. That would be 7 hit points of damage.
All right, tell me how you kill this gnoll.
He goes. I see him coming out after the first gnoll, and I hit him so hard, like right in the face, that because he was kind of leaning into it, and he basically it sends him right back into his tent to never come out again.
Sounds good. Yeah, he just drops right at the front of the entrance and bleeding everywhere. All right, so these guys are going to continue. This guy's going to continue moving forward. This guy moved up. This one is here. They're kind of getting into position. Mel, they obviously see you at this point. These guys are moving into position as well. You watch as a big gnoll. We'll make him a little bit bigger, just to drive a point home. Steps out of this. And they start all yipping and getting really excited. All right, so let's see. Portis, a spear is going to be coming at you from number 12 over here. So let's get that out of the way. He's going to throw a spear. And I don't think 14 is going to hit you, right? No.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
14. You're going to take. Uh-oh. My D4s. Oh yeah, here we go. You're gonna take 1 point of damage from a spear, just barely grazes you. Number 10's going to throw a spear as well. That one is an 18, that'll hit. Of course, this is also at you. This is 3 points of damage as this one hits you right in the abdomen and just punctures right into you, kind of sending you staggering back a little bit.
Having a bad day.
Let's see, Melantha. 2 gnolls lunge at you. One of them is going to make a bite attack against you, and that is going to miss. You dip out of the way as it comes in, and I rolled a 5, so that doesn't hit. And the other one is going to swing at you with its, or try to lunge towards you with its spear. And I rolled a natural 20. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. It's going to be 10 points of piercing damage. The big boy comes out and just starts barking and growling, and you see him pull from behind him this massive glaive as he starts barking orders at the rest of the gnolls. We'll go to Mel. It's your turn.
Okay. I am going to do pull out my short sword and my dagger and go for the one that's right in front of me.
Okay.
Number 2.
For 17 on the
That hits.
short sword. That is 14 on the dagger.
Yeah, describe how you kill this gnoll.
Oh, yes. So I basically just take my short sword and I slash it, like from diagonal face to shoulder. And then I drive it home with the dagger, basically right in his forehead.
Okay. Yeah, he drops to the ground as the others start to almost go like ravenous with bloodlust as they see that one of their litter mates fall to the ground. That brings us to the top of the order. Portis, you've got a spear lodged inside your abdomen. What do you want to do?
I rip the spear out of my abdomen and I hold a hand and I address the one standing, the large one directly across from me, and I put a hand up and I say, "Parley," in the common tongue, and try to persuade him to have audience if he understands what I'm saying. I don't know.
Give me a persuasion check.
11.
It's unclear whether or not he understood you, but you do see a reaction to your calling, a snort.
I will follow up my call to parlay. It's just say, seek audience with Magnus Crane. And I also will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that is Portis's turn. Philomena, what would you like to do?
There is fear and rage just whipping in her gut. The smoke is of it just filling her lungs, and the same flames that are typically in her eyes, she just feels throughout her whole body, seeing Mel get hurt, seeing Portis get hurt, and us finding ourselves in a situation again where we're in danger. And from this, around like this spot in the ground, her eyes are just directly on it, and there's just a small pinpoint of heat that begins to swell and get bigger, and it just explodes out. And I am casting Fireball.
Okay. And where are you going to throw the ball?
About there. Can you see that?
Yep. All right.
I don't know
Very
if that
cool.
catches him or not.
Oh, right behind him. Yeah.
Yeah, it might catch him, and it might also catch Mel.
She's good at dexterity.
All right. So you cast the spell, and you tell us what it looks like as you manifest the fire and throw it.
I think she currently looks like a gnoll, but if you could see her skin, the normally like flesh-colored hand grows darker and blackened, and the veins through her arms start to burn with a bright orange.
All right. And it's a 20-foot radius sphere of fire, yeah?
It is a 20-foot radius sphere of fire. Yeah, baby.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll an Arcana check because this is some pretty precise placement during a very tense moment and
like
in
this.
a rainstorm with a lot of things happening. So you're trying to be very precise, which I understand the reasoning for that, but we'll see if you can actually do that. So give us an Arcana check.
8.
Okay, so I'm gonna have everybody roll a dexterity save who's in this circle right now, which includes Mel and the rest of these guys.
It's a DC 15.
Okay.
17.
Oh, thank God.
And go ahead
I'm very good at dexterity.
and start rolling your damage, please.
Okay, it's 8d6.
All of the gnolls failed, by the way.
26 points of fire damage, so that is 13 to Mel.
Okay. The rest of these bastards are completely immolated. Let me just double check this. Yeah, these guys are crispy. So this guy's toast. He's on fire. He's on fire. He's on fire. We'll just say the guy that's dead is on fire. This guy's on fire. There's a lot of fire going on here.
As they crumble, the ash that comes from their bodies wafts to Philomena, and as she breathes it in, she gets a little healthier.
That's creepy. That's very, very creepy. Okay, awesome move. You just took out a bunch of those guys. Hey, there we are. We're back, baby. We are back.
Patrons that we worship.
Now, I think jumping back into this, where you guys were at was it was Cooper's turn. Philomena had just totally taken out a bunch of these guys. And now, Coop, if you don't mind, what would you like to do? Hey, thanks, everybody.
Coop literally, right. I'm charging around Brother Portis, and just as I get to Portis, I see this massive like fireball in front of me. And instead of charging towards the big guy, oops, what am I doing? I'm grabbing the wrong thing here. I grabbed the blood by accident. And I'm gonna come right over here and head right to this number 10. And whack a doodle with my broadsword.
Okay. Give us an attack roll, please.
Come on. Not a great roll, but I have good bonus. So that's it's a dirty 20. Okay.
Okay, that hits.
Definitely hits. And it's long sword is 1d8. Sorry, not used to it. 7 plus 14 hit points.
All right, 14 damage. All right, so yeah, that one also goes down.
I just chop right through him with efficiency, and I just eyeball number 12. Like I'm already moving like towards him. It's almost like as if I got to 10 and just kind of almost like going by him. I just slash at him, take him down.
He drops. Okay, all right, sweet. That brings us to their turn. Let's see here. This guy's gonna race up, Coop, and take a. He's gonna try to bite you.
Give it your best, doggo.
That is going to be a dirty 20 on the bite.
Right, so he gave him his best.
He did give his best, turns out. Let's see. That's going to be 4 points of piercing damage. 6 points of piercing damage. And then, let's see. They pulled the maneuver you guys were thinking about.
Going around the building.
Yep. Can't quite get to Philomena. Philomena, give me a quick deception check.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Deception or oh yes, she's a null. Right.
That's a natural 20, 27.
Okay.
I look very angry and aggressive. Just
As
in
they
the general
race up-
direction of the people.
As they race up, one of them is going to look at you sort of quizzically, like not quite sure who you are, but nonetheless they do have a target, and that would be Portis. So they are going to go ahead and make an attempt at a spear throw at Portis. 17 is going to hit Portis. I keep rolling really low damage, though. You're very lucky. That's going to be a total of 3 piercing damage as another. So now you have 2 spears sticking into you, Portis.
I did pull one out of me.
Oh, you pulled the one out? Okay, so
Yes.
You have 1. All right. That is their turn. Actually, no. This one is going to be able to get to. Is going to dive through the flames. This one's not going to dive through the flames and get one swing at you or jab with the spear, Melantha, and it's going to miss with a 3 on the die. That brings us to Melantha. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going at him with my short sword and dagger.
Okay.
My short sword will be. Ooh, that is going to be math. 25 to hit.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. All right.
I lost my shield of faith, by the way, and we're no longer.
That is 9 points of damage for the short sword.
Yep, you jab at him as he's trying to jab at you and drop him in a bloody heap. Do you want to move at all, or do you want to stay put?
I'm gonna stay put because I don't know if that other one's gonna chance it or not.
Okay. All right. That is your turn. Back to the top of the order, 3rd round. Portis, what are you doing?
I'm just double checking to make sure spear is a simple weapon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw the spear back at the one that threw it at me.
Okay.
It's just
Have his
a
back.
used to doing attacks. Okay, here we go.
It's going to be just roll a d20 and add your dex.
Dang it.
You're probably not. Go ahead.
11.
11. Yeah, that's not going to hit. It goes wildly off target. Do you want to move, or do you have a bonus action?
Well,
You can use a free
kinda.
action to pull the. Oh, you already pulled the spear out.
Yeah, I pulled it out and
Yeah.
threw it back.
Yeah. Okay.
I am going to move just over here to be between my companions, and I will recast Shield of Faith. I think I'm going to need it.
Okay, Philomena, it's your turn.
I run towards Corvus, and obviously looking like a null, possibly a little worrying at first, but I'm gonna turn around and launch to just basically orbs of flame at both of the gnolls using Eldritch Blast.
Okay. And you have two
Two
blasts?
now.
Yep, I love that. One at each?
Oh no. Yep.
Okay.
One of those is a 9. Oh no, and one of those is a 10.
Oh no, they both miss. That's the dice for you.
No.
That's fine.
Bonus action of any kind?
As they miss, my form will flicker to Philomena, who looks very distraught, and then back to the gnoll. I don't think I have any bonus actions.
All right,
I
Coop.
would like to use.
Coop. Coop has this dog that just tried to bite him, and he's just gonna kind of look at him, not know if he understands him. He's just thank you for making me not have to run to you, and he's gonna chop at number 12. That's a really bad roll. Maybe it might hit.
Come on, guys.
14. Total of 14.
Oh yeah, as you come in to attack, he just bashes your arm out of the way and you miss, and then he looks at you, and in common the tongue he goes, very, very confused. He looks at you and says, "You did run to me. Now I'm gonna eat your face."
I do get a second attack. I totally forgot. I get 2 attacks.
Oh yeah, that's right. 5th level.
I totally forgot. And I just basically, as he's saying that, I'm pulling my sword like he bashed it away, almost like I meant to let him do that.
Ooh.
And I'll come back with the sword and just like cut right across him. I rolled a dirty 20.
Okay, that definitely hits. I'll eat your face.
Yeah, and I do. Oh, I'm getting some. You're getting low rolls. I'm getting good rolls. That's a 6 on the die plus 7. That's 13.
All right, that is great. Give me a D6 roll. 1 through 3 is good. 4, 5, 6 not as good.
That was a 6.
All right. So as you cut through him, you slice so hard through this body that the head comes clear off the shoulders and sort of like spirals through the air, and he's like grimacing as he's dying, as his head is flying, and his head comes down on you and bites right into your face for 1 point of damage. And then the head falls to the ground at your feet.
He's just like, how rude.
You can kick it as a free action if you want. You could kick it off like a soccer ball.
Oh, that's much. Actually, I do get movement. I probably would have turned around. I would have noticed these guys behind it. And I do get movement. I would probably come over and get behind or next to Philomena to try to protect Brother Portis.
Sure. Okay, good, because it's their turn next, and they're going to race in. One on you, one on Philomena. This one is going to jump through the flames like a goddamn hero. Yeah. And let's see. This one's going to try to bite Mel. He's a hot dog, all right. 19 to bite you. 5 points of damage. Coop, number 7 is going to try to bite you. Yeah, that's an 18 on the die, plus the 22. That's going to be 6 points of damage. And then Philomena, the last one, also an 18 for 5 points of damage. That is their turn. Mel, it's your turn.
All right, I'm 2-weapon fighting has been my friend so far, so that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
That is going to be a 24 on the short sword.
Hits.
You want me to roll the damage or roll the dagger?
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That is going to be 6 points of damage.
Yeah, he goes down. Cut right through him. Do you want to move? And you could get to you could get to number 6 and use your offhand attack if you want to.
Yeah, I will dash and get to number 6 and hit him with my dagger.
Yeah, I mean you could saunter over like a badass. You don't even need to dash.
That's a 16 to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that just hits.
And that is what is that? That is 6 points damage.
Describe how this one goes down, Mel.
So I dash over, and since he basically had its, attention on Philomena, I basically put my arm around its neck and just jab right in the jugular, slice it open.
Oh, just a spray of blood all over Philomena's cloak.
Like a true killer.
So I look at her and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but you look good in red.
Nice. All right, back at the top, Portis. 4th round.
Yeah, you know what? I am, there's one left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm right there. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to skirt around. If I can get that far. I don't even know how far I can move anymore.
Well, you can half movements. You can move 15 feet basically in a turn.
Yeah, so I should be able to get to the other side of that guy. Flank
Yeah.
him. Drop the hammers in my hands. And are we using flanking? Can I get advantage on these attacks? Okay.
Mm-mm.
I am going to hammer him. It's hammer time.
I stopped using flanking like 3 or 4 years ago because it just became like this conga line situation all the time. It was weird.
That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Describe how you kill this guy, Portis.
I slip around behind it. I move in my awkward hobble around behind Cooper, slip around behind the knoll, and then I just, with hammer in hand, reach up. I bounce up as high as I can and whack him in the back of the skull and just embed the hammer into the back of his head.
His eyes just bulge out and then go dark as he just drops to the ground in front of you.
You're full of surprises.
Well, it's just part of my religion.
There goes surprise and stealth. And her form will flicker back to Philomena.
That was going back with the fire back there. And the yipping and yapping.
She'll look down at her hands, which is still, that you can still see the black kind of receding back to her normal flesh color, to her fingertips. It's rather new to me too. I didn't know that I could do that.
I am casting Cure Wounds on myself to restore my health at 2nd level.
Mel, are you okay? I didn't think you would get caught in it. I thought that it was far enough that it wasn't gonna get you. Are you okay?
It didn't get me. I got more injured from the knolls, but no, I was able to dodge it.
Do
you have a health potion? Do you have?
I can help you, Melantha, if you are injured. Let me see.
I would
You're smoking, kid.
appreciate that.
Literally.
Because I do not have any health potions. I am fresh out.
I don't think
Very
anybody's
well.
done it.
Wait, I think
How
we were
about
each
7?
taking one from the tavern.
I know you for 7.
Right?
Were we each getting one, or just did we?
No, I don't believe you were.
No.
What am I thinking about?
All right, so at this moment, you look around, the flames are dying down from the heavy rain that's now falling, blood traveling in rivulets across the ground at your feet and pouring down over the cliff face towards the Wyestill Lake, excuse me. It is quiet again. You can hear that the thunder sort of rolling over the lake. From your vantage point, you see no further combatants. You know that there's a front door on the old ruins. As you kind of gaze upon them, they are broken and crumbled, and there's not even a second story. It's just this sort of main story with the walls sort of broken. You can almost kind of see through in gaps of where stones have fallen out of place. What would you guys like to do?
Cooper just looks at everybody and says, either your friend who lives here either doesn't care or is very overconfident. Nobody's coming out of the building, but you ready to go in?
Yes, I don't think that this force was intended to be any sort of substantial army. I think it was a security force.
They know that we're here. There's no...
Oh, at this point, certainly.
Yeah.
Never hire a dog to do a man's job anyways.
I think
I'm gonna go pick up my crossbow.
Their purpose.
I'm gonna grab my crossbow. I always drop it after I fire it.
I'm going to begin waddling my way towards the entrance.
Okay.
Hesitantly join Portis and grimace as I step over all of the null bodies that are charred.
Okay. Melantha?
I'll be moving with Philomena and get behind Cooper as well to follow them. I mean,
okay.
Yes, it was not what we planned, but in the end, like you said, Philomena, they knew we were here. That just means that Magnus knows what's coming for him.
Portis, as you get to the threshold, the door just kind of is hanging on rusty hinges. You push the door open with one hand and it just sort of like... And you look inside and you can see that there is what appears to be an unlivable space, a ruined interior that's littered with trash. It appears littered with debris, fallen trusses and structural elements of a once presumably majestic keep that sat upon the shore here at Gull Keep. Do you enter?
I do. I step in a few feet into the interior and look about.
Cooper, you enter as well?
Cooper gets to the threshold and just says, really? You think someone's living here? And he's going to kind of walk in. He's reloading his crossbow. And he's going to follow Brother Portis, because the footing's probably terrible in here, and Brother Portis doesn't walk very well.
Okay. How about Mel and Philomena? Presumably you follow as well?
I will get right in the threshold. Off to the side.
Okay. So you kind of step in and kind of go off at a sort of a side angle there. Philomena, you step across the threshold. The moment that each of you steps across this threshold, the space goes blurry. It's almost as if your eyes have been affected by some sort of enchantment as you blink and feel your eyes watering a bit. And as you open your eyes, you see that you feel the air changes. You can feel a warmth. You smell the scent of wood smoke, pipe tobacco, old parchment, a faint metallic smell of some kind, none of them offensive in any way, more welcoming than anything else. The walls, as you open your eyes and wipe away the tears, you see what was at first glance this ruined, crumbling foundation, now standing clean, complete, banners hang from robust walls, intact though aged, well preserved. It's eerily quiet inside. You don't hear the thunder, you don't hear the rain falling, no yipping and barking of gnolls. As you kind of look at each other, motion catches your attention, and you see this individual step forward from the shadows. A well-dressed man in an outdated suit, perhaps. He bows towards you with sort of a deliberate precision to his movements. Welcome to Gull Keep. The master has been expecting you. May I take your wet cloaks and warm them by the hearth? He reaches out a hand as if to gather your wet belongings.
I offer mine.
You turn around and he sort of like pulls it from your shoulders, very like servantly, you know, like he is doing you a great honor of taking your cloak, and he brings it over and hangs it on a peg by the hearth.
Mel will,
That's okay.
yeah. Mel will look at him and just say, "You're not touching me."
Of course, miss, of course. My name is Frederick. We have been expecting you. And, well then, follow me. And he gestures towards the stairs as he begins to walk towards this immaculately polished stone stairs that go up in this spiral staircase to what we will have to wait until and find out after the break, because we're going to take a quick break here, and then we are going to
Hangers! Gotta love
come
them.
back and find out what happens. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We're going to just take a quick 5-minute break, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Hey everybody, welcome back. We have made our way inside the ruins of Gull Keep to find that indeed it is no ruins after all. Perhaps there was some magic that had ensorcelled the true nature of this place. Whatever it might be is not yet clear to our adventurers, but what is clear is that they have been greeted with some level of hospitality from a butlery sort named Frederick, who has offered to take their cloaks. Some of you being understandably skeptical at this individual's intent, but you feel no malice or ill will from this individual at the moment. They simply mean to guide you to your final destination.
Hate that. Hate that.
That was
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
So, up the stairs, one by one, you follow Frederick as he guides you upwards on this, as I mentioned, exquisitely polished staircase of granite. As you make your way farther and farther along this cylindrical passage, you can feel this sort of distant hum or this sense of energy that permeates the air around you, vibrating in some unseen way, almost like as if the keep itself were a living creature, breathing, respirating, shifting ever so slightly. Shadows flicker strangely in the halls, a strange flames of magical nature burn along, illuminating the space, and you continue to follow Frederick the sound of your footfalls echoing. Eventually, you find yourself entering what appears to be maybe a lightkeeper's residence, a sitting room of sorts. It appears at first glance to be an elegant yet somewhat modest chamber, clean, centered around a small hearth on one of the walls. The flames crackling effortlessly inside, giving off a warmth that is welcome. There's a broad wooden table at the center of this cylindrical room, circular room. It's bare except for an open book that has been placed upon it. Behind the book, sitting at a chair, is a man who stands as you enter. He is tall, lean. He has a very well-groomed mustache that sort of spirals into a nicely groomed curly Q at either end. A small, well-groomed goatee upon his chin, all white and gray, as if he is an elder of sorts. He wears fine clothes that seem to be made from some sort of a cream-colored woolen fabric. Not opulent, but practical and refined. He has gray eyes and looks at you as you enter. He stands and he says, "Well, Castian, I certainly didn't expect to see you here. But welcome home. Welcome back, my friend. As you may all know, my name is Magnus Crane, and, well, I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't expecting you. Please have a seat."
It's good to see you again, sir. I did not mean to surprise you.
The only surprise that you've brought with you is your life.
Well, I have worked hard to preserve it, but not without the wear and tear of my ventures. Seems I have picked up a bit of a leg injury of late.
Ah, yes, I see this. As you are all probably aware, Castian is quite the survivor. The instinct on this one is keen for a deal.
My friends know me as Portis.
Ah, yes, of course. Brother Portis. Yes, we shall dispense with the formalities then, brother. Please, sit. And he stands up and goes over to a small cabinet and opens it up and pulls out a bottle, a couple of glasses. He walks over, and there's a table in front of 4 chairs, and he sets the glassware down and kind of nods to each of you as like kind of gesturing towards the chairs, and he pours some of the brandy into each of you these glasses. You can smell the aroma. It gives off sort of this rose hips and spice. So, I imagine you've brought your companions here for a reason. What is it then?
I would let them each speak for themselves. I believe my tasks are complete for the moment.
I believe they are. You have indeed brought to me what I sought, Philomena. Lantha. And also a mystery. I'm sorry, I have not made your acquaintance. My name is Magnus Crane, and he reaches out a hand to you, Cooper. You're muted.
I was muted. Cooper kind of does the old, wipes a little bit of the blood and dirt off his hand and reaches forward and shakes his hand and says, "Well met. My name is Cooper Mason. I'm a sheriff of the Calliston Ranges."
Ah, lawman. Portis, I'm impressed.
Well, it suited it best that this one come along. It was inconsequential, and he's actually quite handy in a fight.
Well, you're always one who sought advantage in whatever way it could be found. No doubt you are quite capable. Mr. Mason, please, if you would, sit. Take a load off. You've traveled far. I apologize for the welcoming party. They had not been briefed that we'd be having guests on this day. Gnolls are very difficult to communicate, it seems.
Cooper gives him a friendly nod. To Cooper, this man is no more evil than the lady next door. And sits down.
I imagine you have many questions for me.
No, I'm just here doing a favor for my new friends. They did me a favor.
I speak to your friends, Mr. Mason. Philomena. Here.
She'll look over to Portis. It's nice to finally meet you guys. She'll take a seat and throw back the brandy. And
It is
the
delicious.
glass on the table.
I'll slide mine over to you.
She'll hold the hand up. Okay. Magnus Crane.
Melantha. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know that we've been looking for you for a while.
Well, your presence here is proof of your tenacity. You did well for me. It's only appropriate that we should meet.
Are you trying to uproot the governess?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course, the governess, please. She has done enough to uproot herself, but in all truth be told, most of that has been under the influence of my agents, such as your friend Portis here, and others, who have helped to destabilize the situation in Crockport. And indeed, they have. I mean, it was your plan, was it not, to rob the goods from the stagecoach in the first place, Philomena? Your well-thought-out plan? With just a hint of motivation. A seed, perhaps, planted. Isn't that right, Castiat Portis?
Well, I have done my best to be a good teacher.
Yes.
And a good student, I have to admit. I have to acknowledge.
You are quite adept at skirting the truth. That's one thing I've always admired about you, Portis. You dance upon it.
How long have you two known each other?
Well, I haven't seen you, Portis, for what, 3-4 years at least.
That sounds about right.
And has your name always been Castian? Is that your given name or this prophet's name?
Well, it doesn't really matter. I could have been Castian tomorrow, for all anyone would know.
No, but we
Right.
know that you're Castian now, so...
Well, I have to admit, I was reminded of certain things just recently, as you were witness.
Skirting the truth.
Indeed.
Philomena, don't
Cooper's-
hold this against me now in this moment. Guess
I know why you can't.
there's much more here than could be discussed, even had we night after night.
Philomena, you should smile a bit more. You've done such a good thing. You should be happy with your victory, the revenge that you've been able to enact upon the governess. Tell
Is it
me,
finished?
do you have it? Do you have it upon you?
It?
Yes.
I reach out for my necklace.
Ah. May I see it?
I'll kind of glance to the others. Take it out.
Our fates have been intertwined for some time, Philomena L'Oreal. I don't understand the purpose or the meaning of it, but connected we are. And he reaches down inside his shirt and pulls out a similar amber stone with a black dot in the middle. In service, as always.
When?
Time is a strange soup, is it not? When, where, how, why? These questions are now inconsequential as we have come to the culmination of such a long and arduous journey, a road, a difficult road. Isn't that right, Melantha?
You would know.
I sense that draven anger, that angst. Tell me,
Oh, well, I'm glad
you mean-
you can sense it.
do you mean to drive a blade in my stomach? Is that what you're here for?
I want to drive a blade in your heart, in your stomach, in your throat, in your face. I want you covered in my blades.
Sounds kinky, but we might have to wait just a short time. It's a shame, though, that your brother didn't have the veracity that you hold. A shame, indeed.
And how would you know if he wasn't like me?
He
How
was
do you
a
know he
sneak
didn't
one.
have the same fire?
Well, I read the reports that Portus sent. I understood the motivations of just about all of the parishioners of the temple, many of whom were involved with business dealings and the like. Your brother was not easy to anger, but easy to intrigue. In fact, he nearly found Portus out. Isn't that right, Portus?
Not so close as to burden me with his eventualities, but he did pay close attention. He was astute.
There it is, then. We are so close to something so important. And you've all played a vital role, the heist, the subterfuge, the loot delivered to Crockport. Callinston Rangers ever in pursuit, not knowing what they sought or who they fought against. And now it has been delivered, and you have won the day. You should be happy. We do the work of the Dark One, the Mistress.
My victory is with you no longer breathing. That's my victory. I don't give a damn about your victories. To hell with them. And to hell with you, Castian.
There is a place much, much more painful for people like Castian. Hell would be a reprieve.
In truth, I don't know that I would ever be rewarded with death to experience it. must merely struggle through the day-to-day in this life. Painful as it is, certain. But it does seem we all have our secrets, it's fair to say.
Indeed. Secrets are the currency of people like us. It's power. It is a key. A key that unlocks knowledge, position, wealth. Tell me.
What is your end goal with all of this?
To bring her to us. To bring our fair matron here on this very night. He stands up, takes a final sip of his glass and sets it down on the table. On this very night, we shall together open a gateway. He walks over to another counter behind his desk and he pulls this satin handkerchief-like scarf from an object, and you see this yellow globe, this sphere that was once in your possession after the heist of the stagecoach, an item that you had long pondered in the catacombs beneath Lake Erston, an item that you had delivered to Carver in the Wretched Steel Gang upon the docks of Crockport and saw loaded onto a ship, the Harrower, sent for Gull Keep. It crackles with energy. Tell me, with this success, Philomena, what reward would you ask of her?
I want the governess. Everything she built rot and wither in front of her. Everything she spent all of those long, elvish years building and concocting and crafting just slip from her grasp. Like sand. Like ashes. Like my mother did.
Your anger, your thirst for revenge is so palatable, so palpable. It warms my heart. You shall have what you seek. The governess is on her heels even now, but there is yet more damage that can be done to her position in Crockport. There is a war coming. And those who hold Crockport, who control the transport of goods, will be those who will serve. I think there's something else, Philomena, perhaps even deeper than revenge.
I want my mama back.
Yes.
I want her back the same.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy. Not like those things on the slabs, not with some sort of weird twist to it. I just want her back.
Know this. She misses you dearly. He walks over to you and he takes a handkerchief out of his breast pocket and hands it to you. Please, wipe your tears. He reaches a hand down. Let me show you something. As if to pull you from your seat.
I think I'd look to Cassidy and I'd look to Mel. I take the hand.
As you rise from the chair, he kind of guides you over to the orb, the golden orb. The rest of you are sort of watching this happen, but he's sort of whispering to Philomena now. Gaze with all the intent in your heart upon this beacon. Call to her, for she is there.
She'll look. Mama? Mama, are you there?
This crystalline orb, its yellow surface, opaque, begins to fade, becoming transparent in a sense, this sort of golden, almost like a thick glitter-like viscous fluid moving, almost like, think of like a lava lamp, sort of moving inside, and then it becomes dark and black and shadowy. The rest of you are watching. You can just kind of see a glow as the orb is obscured from you by Philomena and Magnus Crane. And you look inside and you can see this barren, shadowy landscape, the earth cracked, the vegetation dead. There is this strange procession of individuals in dark robes walking along a cobblestone roadway. In formation, their heads bowed low. And as you call the second time, one of the individuals turns and just looks into the air as if they're looking up at you, and you can see without question the face of your mother in this procession.
What's happening? Where is she? What's happening?
This is the place that we will connect our world to. A place where the dead are stuck. A limbo of sort, a Shadowlands. Where our matron resides, where she has been calling to us.
Can we get Mel's brother back?
I don't want my brother back if there's gonna be strings attached. Not with you.
What if I asked there to be no strings attached?
Are you
What if
serious,
that's one of my
Philomena?
wishes?
Look who you're speaking to. Look who we're talking about. He does nothing but make horrible deals with people. And you're the one who loses by accepting it.
How do I lose if I have her back? How is that a loss if I can see her and hold her again and hear her say that she loves me? How is that a
Philomena,
loss?
The dead can never truly come back. You must know this. If they do, they're not the same. I
How
think
do
it
you
would
know
be
that?
worse. They can't. They just can't.
The sphere goes opaque. The vision is gone.
Shit.
Even if they do come back, they're not the same person. Their soul is damaged. You can't
You're
expect
saying
to have
all of this, but I doubt that you understand any of this as much as I do. I don't know anything about the dead, about this Shadowlands, about really this Nyx, this mistress. The
exactly.
only
You
thing
don't
that I know
anything.
is that I loved the governess, and she threw me aside when she was done with me. And I had to watch my mother slowly wither and die away as I sold myself trying to help her.
That's
until
what
she
I'm
was
trying
gone,
to save you
and
from.
until it didn't matter anymore, except for now, it matters now, because I could bring her back!
Cooper just looks at her. It's like, lady, the dead should never come back. What are you going to do when she comes back and she dies again? You're going to go try to bring her back again and again? You're enough. You live a long time. It gets kind of boring. I feel bad for you. I feel bad for anyone who loses anybody, but you can't bring back what's already gone.
There is one.
Wasting
You would
life.
just be torturing your mother's soul at this point.
There is one certainty that Melantha is correct about. Her brother, well, his return cannot be. He goes to the desk where his book is and he opens the book. And you see on it 2 names. One of them is Phalar Felmir. The other one, Saraya Felmir. Phalar's name is crossed.
Why do you have my brother's name crossed off in your book? And even though I don't want to bring him back, what do you mean he can't come back? What did you do to my brother's soul?
Saraya, we are much more similar than we are dissimilar. Why this name appeared in this book, I do not know. But what I can say is that when Portus had his hand in, when Castian alerted me to the death, I opened the book and the name was crossed. I'm sure that you can relate.
Yeah, I want to know how my book connects to yours.
As do I.
So you don't even know.
That is a mystery. I had actually hoped perhaps you would have some insights.
The only thing that I know is that when I got closer to you, a new name would pop up in my book, and as soon as I entered their life and I got what I wanted, their names were crossed off.
Yes. So many names. He just kind of like pages through, he just kind of lets the pages fall, and you just see, Philomena, you can see that there are just names and names and names, lists of names crossed off.
So you've been doing this a long time.
Indeed, I have. It's been a burden that I've carried with me for a long time, but somehow, by fate, the mistress found me. You call her Nyx, correct, Philomena? To me, her name is Jetsok, Countess of the Shadowlands. Again, a key to something glorious, powerful. And now, we shall all be witness. A new age is dawning.
Well, if I have anything to say about it, you won't get to see it.
Rapidly. band that she disguised herself as during the first session, to Celavon, to Dolan, to the Callister Ranger that Portis killed, to Bonnie Hart, to Sakar Cragtooth, to Gruka, to Eugene, to Harley, to the Shepherd, to Mara Fleming, to Lewis, to Tavish, to Cooper Mason, to Colt Barrett, to Malantha, to Portis, to Brother Andreas, to the Knoll, to Cyril, to Nyx, to her mother, and then her masked form. The gold trim around a mirror that is shaped to her face that just reflects whatever it is she's looking at. Mel, you have to understand, right?
Understand what? What are you trying to get me to understand?
You have to understand that I have to do this, right? You, someone that would do anything to avenge your loved one. You have to get it, right?
I get it. I do. But at the same time, you're only gonna hurt yourself in the end. You're only torturing yourself by trying to do this.
Any pain to bring her back. She was so kind. She gave all that she had to other people. She gave all that she had to me. She raised me all by herself. She gave me everything. She gave her community everything. And then there was no one to catch her when she fell. I tried and I couldn't and I failed. I have to bring her back.
You must
No,
know.
I have to. You have.
If you do, you will be putting your life in this man's hands. You could end up as one of those crossed off names in his book.
I don't care.
No, Soraya. Philomena. Well, let's just say there are plans for Philomena that go well beyond death.
So you're planning to use her?
Not me, dear. The Countess. We are all instruments of her will. Even this poor, unfortunate man you bring with you, Cooper Mason.
Cooper just looks at him. He was sitting at the table the whole time. He was just leaning forward, pulling back on his crossbow, going to his belt, putting a bolt in, kicks the chair back and stands up. This is the only thing I understand about what's going on here. Sounds to me like you want to bring an evil bitch into this world. I'm a Callister Ranger. Maybe not a ranger, but a sheriff. I never took the vows so seriously to protect the lands and the people in it. It seems to me like whatever you're planning on doing is not going to be good for the land or the people. He kind of stands up and aims the
You can
crossbow
just walk away.
And he backs up and says, Philomena, bringing your mother back along with this goddess thing, it's not the way to do it. And he just kind of backs up and just has this crossbow leveled at Magnus Crane and just kind of stands there. He backs up a few feet.
Dying here is going to do anything for anybody? Because if you shoot that, I can't.
I'm not.
I need him.
He's the one who threatened me, baby.
Portis, while this is happening, what are you doing?
I've slid the brandy over to where I'm sitting, and I actually drink it. And I don't typically drink spirits. I'm observing the interaction, however, trying to surmise where each individual is coming from, and I'm also considering and contemplating the secrets that have been revealed to me, as if I were the one who was lying the whole time. But other than that, I'm staying out of it at the moment.
Okay. Philomena, as Cooper levels the crossbow, what do you do?
You know what I'm gonna have to do if you shoot that, Cooper, and I don't want to do it. Please don't make me do this. Please, just go.
Philomena.
You weren't involved in this until we helped your town. We helped your people. You're one of those people. Just go be with them. Go be with Mara and her kids. Ivy and Lark. Go do what Sheriff Cole Barrett told you to do, which is take care of them. Just go.
So you're not concerned with the people that could be affected by what this man wants to do? You're just selfish and want your mommy back, don't you? And I fire the crossbow at him.
Roll an attack roll.
Like I have aim. I'm not even looking. I'm looking at Philomena. I just pull the trigger.
Actually, let me say this before you tell me what that is. Keep that roll.
Yep.
Does anybody want to roll initiative?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Roll initiative then. Cooper, I'd like you to roll initiative as well.
23. I got a 23.
Oh, that wasn't good at all.
I'm right behind you, or right ahead of you.
All right, so 25 to 20?
23.
23? 15 to 20? 10 to 15.
Getting warmer.
5 to 10?
5.
Oh
Getting
my
real
god.
close.
Wow, you guys. Okay, Portis at 5, 0 to 5. What do you got?
4.
Cooper got a 1.
Oh my god.
No!
Is there a bonus to initiative?
Dex.
Yeah, it's your dex.
Dex. All right, so I got a 3.
All right, you're still at the bottom. All right. So Mel, you are sitting there, standing there, listening to this conversation, partaking in this heated sort of emotional debate with Philomena. Cooper stands up, drawing forth his crossbow and preparing to fire. You can tell just by the look of him that he's going to loose it. What would you like to do, if anything? You can hold an action, you can take an action, you can do whatever you'd like, pretty much. What is it?
So he hasn't shot it yet, right?
No, because you have the initiative.
Okay. I run up to him and I take hold of the crossbow and where he's not able to shoot it. And I look again at Philomena and I say, why are you trying to get your dead family back when you could have a family right here? You're throwing us aside for this. Was all that talk about saving people, doing good? Was that all lies, Philomena? Just to get to where you are right now, and you are showing me how selfish you are.
You see part of the mirror on her face crack. It wasn't a lie. It wasn't a lie. I care about you guys. I do. That's why I just want you to go. If you go, you won't get hurt. You can live a life.
You care about us, but we care about you as well. Was our talk, was our heart-to-heart not important to you when I called you a sister? But you're throwing this right back in my face when I'm only trying to help you. The best way that I know how, and this is not it. This is not the way to do it.
is there? You want revenge just as much as I do. What are we gonna do? Just walk away?
No. Who said anything about walking away? He is trying to bring back somebody. Summon whoever this countess is. And he's gonna wreak havoc on everybody that we've come into contact with. Do you want that to happen? Because that's what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen. What is her intention? What is she gonna do?
The Countess of was it the Shadowlands? Shadowdark?
Mhm.
Whatever?
Shadowlands.
Shadowlands. The Shadowlands. The Countess of the Shadowlands.
She has her motivations like the rest of us. Those that are not shared with mortals like us, Philomena, but I can tell you that she will bring a new order upon this land.
The shatters a bit more, crawling up, part of her face, parts of it start to flick away.
An order to a place that is plagued by death and war, fighting amongst kingdoms who squabble over scraps of meat left behind by their masters.
I think now is the time for fucking answers. If there's a time of any, if you want her to come back, what is she going to do?
Let's ask her together.
I take my hand off of Cooper's crossbow.
All right.
Who's up after me?
It's
last.
Yeah, you're last. So it is actually Portis's turn in the initiative.
I'm just going to stand up and try to inconspicuously move toward the middle of the room, away from the orb, and toward the desk on that side of the table, and stay out of the way.
The best place for you right now.
What a snake. All right. That brings us to Philomena.
I think that the cracks rise further up the mask until it shatters. And Philomena just stands there in full grief and rage. She looks to Castian, to Portis. She's seen the dark mirror of the potential future through Portis, what it's like to depend on a higher power to give you power. She looks to Mel and sees what grief and rage can do to a person over loss and the path of revenge. And she thinks of Groka fallen and what running away from your demons will do. And she'll take the scythe from her back and try to hit Magnus Crane.
Reach.
Give me a deception roll first.
14.
Okay. Magnus misinterprets this psychological break that he sees on you, and he turns just as you start to step forward, he kind of turns in this sort of like accomplished sort of manner, and he grabs the orb, and as he turns back around, you are upon him. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Because he wasn't expecting it, is that an advantage?
Yes.
I love you. 21.
Wow.
That most certainly hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
6 damage, that is max damage I could have rolled.
6 points of damage? Okay.
6 points of damage.
All right. As you slice into Magnus, you watch as this shimmering energy, almost like an aura that you hadn't seen before, absorbs the hit that you swing with your scythe. As he had, of course, had some sort of ensorcelment upon him, but he kind of gasps as he looks at you and says, "That was quite unexpected. Philomena, you risk so much. For what? These?" He just kind of gestures towards them as he then holds the crystal ball up, and you watch as it just levitates out of his hand, moves up to the ceiling of the room, and almost morphs through the ceiling wood to whatever is above. It is too late. It is too late. It is Cooper's turn, though.
All right, so my die has been waiting to be revealed.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 19, which for my character is a critical hit.
Okay, very nice.
But hey, it's only light crossbow. It's not like I'm swinging my sword. What is a critical? Is it?
You can either roll the dice twice, or you can double the dice, and then you add your bonuses afterwards.
I'm gonna roll the dice twice, and then I'll
Okay.
do my bonus. So that's a 7 and a 4. So that's 11 plus 2. So 13 points of damage from the crossbow bolt. As I'm pressing the crossbow, I kind of look at Melantha and I give her a wink and I say, "I'm trying to do you a favor."
Okay.
Give my head like a little nod, and I'm like, "I appreciate it. Let's get this bastard."
And obviously I'm firing a crossbow, so I can't fire it twice in a row, so I kind of lose my second attack, I guess.
Yeah. And that brings us actually, Mel, it's your turn.
I'm going to take out my short bow and shoot at him.
Okay.
It's like point blank, baby.
That's a nat 20.
Oh.
Ooh, all right.
Holy fuck, dude.
Nice job.
You said roll the die twice and then, or you could double it?
Or you can roll the die and double it, but you have to decide before you roll it.
Okay. I'm gonna roll the die twice.
Okay.
Yeah, it
And
tends
then-
to work out a little better, I think.
12 points of damage.
Wow.
I think you would also get your sneak attack because you've got Philomena right there engaged with them. So go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage as well. And double that.
that as well? Oh
Mhm.
my gosh.
That's all right. Nine points.
9 more? Okay. All right. He takes the two hits and he just sort of cackles and laughs. You can see blood streaking down on his white suit. Just had this tailored. It brings us back to his turn. He is going to let's see. Yep. All right, so he reaches over as you hit him, Mel, and he points at you and fires a blast of eldritch energy in your direction. Let's see if he hits. He's casting a spell, obviously. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You are going to take... Ooh. You are going to take 11 points of fire damage as he hits you with it. And then he is going to race towards the stairs. It's too late. I would say that, Philomena, you would get a chance to take an attack of opportunity on him as he pushes past you.
And I will. If I did Eldritch Blast, would I have disadvantage on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will swing with.
Yeah, it's a melee attack.
15?
If it meets, it beats. Nice one.
3 damage.
Okay.
I forgot to do this. As the attack sinks in, there is the blood that gets on the sickle starts to spread out, all of it, like wine, sinking into the sickle and pulsing into her hand, and I get to roll a d4 and get that many temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm.
1. It replaces the 4 that I had.
Okay, very nice. All right, Cooper.
Cooper just drops his crossbow and, the veteran that he was, grabs his sword, readjusts. Now his shield is now like actually where it's useful, and he's just gonna lunge after Magnus Crane. If he's running, he's gonna be chasing after him. If he can reach him and swing at him, he will, because we're not in Oliver Rodeo, so.
Yeah, you can get an attack on him. Portis, did we miss you in the lineup? All right,
Yeah,
we'll come to you next.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead. Go before I do that.
All right, so he's running for the stairs, you said?
Yep. The stairs that go up.
I'm going to command him to stop.
Okay.
He must succeed on a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
I missed. I had my headphones off. What did you do?
23.
Oh yeah, he doesn't stop.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good wisdom save.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
But that's all I do.
Okay, Cooper.
All right, yeah. So Cooper is basically just chasing after this guy. He has no idea what the guy, this orb thing. This is all new to him. He just realizes that for once in my life, I've got a badge, and I'm gonna respect it. 8 plus 7 is 15. You said he has armor.
Yep, that hits. Yep. Nice job, you guys.
I gotta keep the die out that I need here. Oh, okay, max damage. 8 plus 7, I did 15 points of damage.
This is with the longsword?
Yeah, and I get to swing again with my second attack this time.
Mhm.
Oh, let's go.
But that's a nat 20.
Nice.
Kidding!
Wow. All right, roll it up.
That's a
Oh,
that's
that's so
gosh.
I was hoping you could see it. My Ukrainian dice.
we saw it.
All right, so I'm gonna roll the dice twice and add my bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't great. Ugh, got horrible dice. 5 plus 7, 12 points of damage on him.
It's pretty good.
I'm just hacking away at him. I don't want him to go anywhere.
Yeah, he doesn't make it to the stairs. He stumbles and falls and kind of lands on the first couple steps as he kind of catches himself with one hand with those massive hits. Mel, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to dash over and go after him with my short sword and dagger.
Okay. He is prone, so you'll have advantage.
Okay, so that is going to be a 19 on the short sword.
Yep, that hits, and because you have advantage, you'll get your sneak attack.
Sweet. Okay, and that's going to be a 10 on the dagger. I don't think that hits.
10 does not hit.
Yeah. Okay, so the short sword.
That's with advantage? Mel, did you get advantage on that roll?
Did I get advantage on the dagger?
He's prone.
Yeah, you had advantage. I don't know if you rolled 2 dice or not.
Yeah, I have to roll 2. I have to roll for the short sword and the dagger.
Yeah, but you have advantage, so you get to roll twice for a single hit, and you take the better of the two.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot better. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Sweet.
Big time.
Okay. All right. So the short sword damage. 6. The dagger damage. That's 5, and then the sneak attack. What did we say? That was 6. 5, that's 11. 21, 23 damage altogether.
Holy shit.
Damn. He's
And this
already
is-
taking some serious.
Is this with a magical weapon or not?
The short sword is a +1, so.
Okay. All right.
I whacked him hard. He's got it.
All right. Not many left. Okay. Anything else? Anything else from Mel?
No. That is all
Okay.
I got right now.
All right. He pulls himself to his feet. Stumbles up the stairs. You can take an attack of opportunity, Mel, as he's trying to get away from you.
Okay.
Oh, is he going up farther?
He's going up the stairs. Yep.
Okay.
Just a straight roll on this one, Mel. So D20.
Okay. Oh, that's a 4. That misses.
Okay, that misses. He is going to look back at you, and he is going to say something in a language that only Portis / Castian would understand, and it is a dark incantation of death magic. And I need Mel to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
All right. That is a dirty 20.
Oh, you lucky son of a gun! All right, you're gonna take half of this.
God.
You're gonna take half of this damage. It's still quite a bit of damage, but you're gonna take half.
You might
I'm probably gonna be down.
Let's
Stop rolling dice.
you're
Pull
gonna
hair
take
on my chin.
you're gonna take 30 points of necrotic damage.
Oh yeah, I am way in the negative.
You drop to the ground. As you are hit with a blast of the finger of death.
Oh, I know what that is.
That wasn't twice your max, was it?
No.
Or no, it wouldn't be. No, never mind.
You know what? It doesn't even matter because this spell is really, really bad.
It's
All
pretty
right,
bad.
it's pretty bad. All right, so and then he staggers up the stairs and throws open a hatch, and he's just about to leave your view, but not quite because he did a lot. So we'll go to Philomena. You watch as he points down and it's Portis's turn. He says this incantation. Portis drops Melantha to the ground and makes a break for the hatch. What do you want to do?
How far away from me is he?
He's within probably 25 feet, I would say.
Okay, I'm just going to say, Lord Crane, and I'm going to dash after him because that's about all I can do to keep up with him. I will dash up the stairs as well.
Okay, yeah, you can hobble your way with your dash action and get to basically where he is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lord Crane, let me come with you. I can assist you.
Very well, Castian. All right, and then Philomena, it's your turn.
What happens to Mel?
She's on the ground, unconscious, dead, eyes wide open, just staring at the ceiling of this room. She has necrotic necrosis sort of like radiating across her body. Looks like her tissue is dying.
Mel? Mel? And that grief and that rage bubbles up once again, her hands blackening, the veins becoming like lava. And from the necklace, a small bead, like a bullet, takes off after Portis and Magnus Crane, and I cast Fireball.
The funny thing about this, Philomena, as you cast this spell, you hold this amulet in your hand, it shatters, and nothing happens, as you have lost your patron's favor.
Portis? Castian?
Do you want to move? Do you want
to
to?
live. And I will charge up the stairs after them.
Portis is like a cockroach. He always finds a way to live. All right, you're going to charge up the stairs after them? Okay, perfect. That brings us to Cooper. Coop, what's going on, Coop?
Cooper sees him, Magnus Crane, this guy in this was a nice white suit, crawling up the stairs, and then stand up, turns around, utters something that is utterly foul to my ears. And I see Mel just drop and roll over, and I see her face, and then all of a sudden I see Brother Portis, or whatever his name may be, rushing up past me, yelling, "I'll assist you, I'll help you." And Cooper just says, "Don't get in my way, brother." And I'm just going to charge right up with my sword and my shield, and I'm just going to try to hit Magnus Crane again, thinking that maybe if I kill him, maybe Brother Portis will come back to his senses, or at least won't have any purpose, maybe.
Okay.
And that is 13 plus, where's my 8, 21, 30, 21.
Yeah, that hits.
I don't keep putting my dice away. That's 7 plus 14 points of damage.
Ooh.
I thrust in, and if he doesn't fall, I pull out. I'm going to thrust again.
Yeah, give it another try. He's definitely not down yet.
That's a 15 plus.
Yeah, that hits.
Alone is a 15.
Yep.
And that's going to be max damage of 8 plus 7. It's another 15 points of damage.
Describe for me how you kill Magnus Crane.
Portis is, I'm gonna say, because I'm left-handed, so Portis is off to my right, and I just come right up, and with my shield, I just literally kind of move Portis out of the way, and I thrust in, pull out, I thrust again, and I just look at Portis and I just say, "I'm really sorry if I killed your friend, but he killed mine." And Magnus just drops on his face and just kind of slide, that Hollywood slides down the stairs, and I just kind of get out of his way as he kind of just slides out of Brother Portis' grip.
As he's dying on the stairs, he just like reaches up and grabs onto Portis's the pant leg and just says, "See it done, Castian. See it done." And then he just goes unconscious. That was Cooper's turn. Mel, give us a death saving throw, please.
Oh, she's still alive? I thought she was
dead. You want a 10 or higher?
I got a 19.
Okay, so there's one success.
Yay!
Okay. Portis, from where you're standing, with the hatch swung open, Crane unconscious, having released his grip on your pant as he's gone limp. You can see the rain pouring down from the sky. You can see the night sort of illuminated by lightning, and you can see this yellow glow. What would you like to do?
I say, "Cooper, proceed. See what that is." And I'm going to dribble down the stairs back to Mel, and I'm going to Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Okay.
And if it works, that's 15 points of healing.
I am still 15 in the negative. Negative
How
does
that
not
works?
matter. In this
Yeah, it
case.
doesn't matter.
Drop to 0.
You're
Okay.
just at 0.
Yep.
Okay.
How negative were you?
Let's see, I was 13 minus 30. So maybe not 15, but I was still in the negative.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're up. You have been brought back to consciousness as you lay on the steps, still bleeding, still wounded, I should say, from the blast. The necrosis having sort of taken over your body. You have this sort of almost undead sort of essence to you at the moment. That was Portis's turn. Philomena, what are you doing?
Did I hear what Magnus Crane said to Portis?
Probably. Sure. I mean, it's a pretty small space, you know, so I would say yes. You probably heard him implore that Portis finish it, see it done.
I think I'm gonna get low. And I'm gonna almost kneel in front of Portis. Portis. I don't know if any of the time that we've spent together has meant anything to you. There is no way of telling because I know that you can't tell me. But please, don't do this. And I know that's hypocritical coming from me because I nearly did it myself. You don't need her. I don't need her. Make a new life. Come with us and don't do this. Please.
I reach
That's
my.
how I spend my turn.
Can I respond, Dave?
Sure.
I
Absolutely.
reach my hand and touch Philomena's arm, and I say, Philomena, would that I could tell you my feelings. Cooper will see what is on the roof, and I'll try to help Melantha up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cooper.
Cooper just literally, he's this whole whirlwind of like Brother Portis kind of being on Magnus's side and then not being on his, you know, he's a little confused, but he's still, you know, he's just, Magnus Crane's body's like behind him on the stairs. And he's just going to run up the stairs. Up through that hatch that Magnus Crane had pushed open. And he's going to get up there and see what it is or what's going on.
As you find yourself on the deck of this lighthouse, you can look down, the wind buffeting you. You almost have to hold on to the parapet in order not to be blown from the lighthouse. You look down and you are some 8 to 10 stories above the ground. You can see the waves crashing below. You can see the blurry landscape of the knoll encampment. You can see all of it, and you see this massive glowing chamber of light, the lantern house, aglow with this light, and it's just flickering and sending out sparks in all directions. And you can see it glowing out into the tempest that's looming over Wyestill Lake, the rain coming down, the wind buffeting you, and this glow. What do you want to do?
Is like, and I'm picturing lighthouse, like how you've got that thing on top that where the lamp would be.
Yep,
Is
that's
that
the
where
lantern
this
house,
glow is coming
and
from?
it's encased, so it's like its own room on top of this lighthouse platform that you now find yourself on. So basically, you'd have to, if you wanted to go look inside, you'd have to run into and get inside of this space, and then you'd be able to see what's going on. But that's you're kind of like blinded by this light, and it's just like glowing like a beacon out into this tempest.
Yeah, well, I'm going to. I'm not too smart. If there's not a door to get into this little spot, there must be like a door that gets in there.
There's a door. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
There's
gonna
absolutely a door.
fling open the door in this heavy wind and his shield, and I'm gonna go in like with intent of either bashing something or grabbing whatever, but I'm going in.
Give me a dexterity saving throw as you enter the room.
+2 on my dex saving throw. Oh, that's not good. I got a 4 total.
Okay, so you are blasted by this arcane glow of energy for, you're going to take 11 points of lightning damage as you are hit and knocked prone.
I'm like, ah!
Yep, right onto your ass. That's probably your turn getting in there and doing that. So let's go back to Mel. Mel, you are sort of like being helped to your feet by Portis.
I like try to steady myself after being hit from something like that. Still don't even know what it was. I look at Portis and I, kind of have this look on my face like, why did you save me? I thought you were on Magnus' side.
Was I? Am I still?
You play the part very well. That was my misunderstanding.
I take it as a compliment.
But I thank you for not letting me die.
I'll help up here.
No one have heard you scream. I don't think. But I look down and I see Magnus's bloody body. And I kind of, just, chuckle. Like, it's about time you fucking died. And I kind of, stomp on his head.
Mel, you instinctively look inside your book, and the page that has his name on it is scratched off. His name is scratched out on the book page as you look at it. Back up on the, and we'll come to you in a second, Portis, but back up on the lighthouse deck in the lantern room, as you sort of try to pull yourself to your feet, Cooper, after taking this massive blast, you watch as the light flashes bright like a blazing sun, a pulse of energy being shot into the darkness to the north. And then it starts to implode on itself. All of the light into a small, almost black hole-like darkness. And then it opens, starts to ripple with energy. Bigger and bigger. And you watch as these tendrils of shadow begin to pull themselves through. You can see faces that are recognizable to you, of individuals in your life, perhaps, as they start to peek through and pull themselves through into this space. We'll go to Portis.
I'm going to reach my hand up from where I'm sitting on the stairs, just a mere 15 feet above me, this lantern room, perhaps, and I'm going to dispel magic with my last spell.
Ooh, okay. Dispel magic. Let's see here. I don't remember how that works.
It's if it's
I got it.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so give me a spell check, please. This is like, it's very unlikely that this will work. That's all I'm saying.
Right. How do I make a spell check? Because doesn't it?
It's a D20, and then you add your spell casting modifier.
Got it. Which
should be on your character sheet.
I get it.
You basically need a 19 or a 20 for this.
Here we go. 16.
You pulse the spell into the ceiling, but you can just hear the crackling buzz from above, knowing instantly that it did not take effect. Do you want to do anything else? Do you have a bonus action, or you want to move? You could probably get back to you could probably make it all the way up to the platform if you moved.
Yeah, I'll go up there.
Yeah, you pull yourself up, and the same thing. You're buffeted by wind and rains coming down sideways and from up and down in all directions, and you kind of have to hold yourself to save yourself from being blown off. You kind of look down and the vertigo sort of hits, and you look over and you can see this crackling, shadowy portal that's growing inside the lantern room. You do not see, however, your companion Cooper at this moment. That'll bring us to Philomena.
Shit. And she's just running up the stairs to try and see what's happening, trying to get any grasp of what's going on.
Your cat kind of freaked out for a
Is
second.
Oh, little girl, it's okay, buddy. It's okay.
It looked around like, what's going on? What's going on?
What did I do?
No, it's okay.
All right, so you're running up. Philomena, you're going to run up as well. Yeah. So you get up there and you kind of push past Portis and look. You can see this thing, whatever it is growing inside of this lantern house. It's like it's sucking all ambient light into it. And there are these massive tendrils of shadow that are pulling themselves out. Something is emerging. It looks almost humanoid in its presentation as it's pulling itself through. That brings us to... You can't get to it, no, but you can. You do have an action, though. You used your movement to get up there, so you have an action. It would take you another round to get to where the portal is.
If I dash, can I get to it?
You could, yep.
I will dash.
Okay, so you use your action to dash, and you make it around the side. You make it to the door, which is hanging open. You look down, you can see Cooper on the ground, like pulling himself up, having been blasted by some sort of arcane energy, and you can see this shadowy creature pulling itself out. It is Cooper. It's your turn.
Cooper sees Philomena.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper's where his armor was. It's like burn lines and smoke from this arcane energy just heating up his armor. That's where the damage was. Sees Philomena and gets to his feet and kind of looks at her and says that, I think this is a little bit out of my league. Can we take like one victory and get the hell out of here?
Just help!
What do you want me to do? I'm going to like try to strike at it with my sword.
All right, give me an attack roll.
12 plus that's a 17 total.
That will hit. Give me a damage roll.
5, 7, 12 points. And I can swing again.
Yeah, explain to me though, clarify for me, what are you attacking?
You said there's like tendrils and stuff coming out. I'm
okay.
Just like literally like
hacking at them. Okay.
One-handed, I'm hacking at them.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
My second roll is that's probably gonna miss. 11 is probably gonna miss. Okay.
Yeah, you take a couple of swings into this sort of amorphous shadow-like substance. Give me a D4 roll, Cooper.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Be a 3.
Okay. All right. So as you swing at this thing, multiple entities pull themselves forth, shadow creatures of some kind, and you can see behind them there is some massive lumbering creature that has got these massive long legs and arms, almost like a giraffe in sort of presentation, but dark with glowing red eyes. And it looks as though it's sort of like lumbering towards this portal from some far off landscape, the shadowy landscape that's inside this portal. And three of these creatures pull themselves through and are going to attack you. Let's see. The first one's going to be...
Of course, as Cooper's seeing all this, he's not taking his eyes off it, and he just kind of screams out. He goes, I think I see her, and she's really one big ugly bitch.
Only one of them hit. You're going to take...
Right now.
No. You are going to take a total of 10 necrotic damage, and give me a D4 roll.
Another 3.
Your strength score is reduced by 3 points. All right. That's the lair action. Mel, it's your turn.
I really want to go up there, but my gut is telling me to check Magnus Crane's body for anything.
Okay.
Anything
Yeah.
that could possibly help us.
Yeah, you find the amber-colored medallion that's on a silver chain that's around his neck, one that was similar to that which Philomena once had. He has some sort of a I don't know, like some jewelry, but nothing that stands out like as super important. He wasn't even armed.
Well, I do take the amulet.
Okay.
And I will use my bonus action to dash to go up there.
Okay. Yeah, you can make it up to where Philomena and Cooper are running past Portis to make it to. So you used your movement and your bonus action. You still have an action. What would you like to do with your action? There are 3 of these shadow creatures that are attacking Cooper right now.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the. I'm actually going to shoot my short bow. Use my short bow and shoot at the closest one.
Okay.
That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, you fire it true. The aim is straight. It just goes right through this thing.
It goes right through it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
That is going to be 6 total.
Okay. All right. And that was a non-magical weapon, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. That is your turn, I believe, Mel. Magnus, Portis, before you take your action, you hear something. You hear something right. You hear something behind you coming up the stairs, and you see Frederick with a trident, and he lunges towards you, and he's going to get a surprise attack on you. So I'm going to give him advantage. And that is a 17 on the die plus some stuff. I think that hits you, doesn't it? Yeah. All right.
Frederick, you suck.
You are going to take 11 points of necrotic damage from this trident, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
16 on the save.
Okay, you managed to fight off whatever dark, cursed magic is imbued inside this trident. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I will drop the hammers into my hands and attack him back.
Okay. Portis, you traitor! It's very on brand.
That's a 9 as I wince in the pain from being stabbed. And I'll use my offhand.
Sidesteps.
Oh, god dang it. That's a 12. I don't know if that hits.
Yeah, that doesn't hit him. As he knocks your second attack away. Do you want to move at all, or
yeah,
bonus action?
I'm going to move up farther into the lantern room. And
all right, he's going to take an attack of opportunity on you as you move away from him. That's only a 14. It does. You don't have mage armor up or something?
No, I have no spells left.
That's going to be 11 more points of necrotic damage, and I need you to make a con save.
10.
Ooh, all right. So you're also going to take 4 additional points of poison damage. All right. Philomena. Shadow creatures attacking you and your companions. This rippling portal opened to its full aperture. Behind it, you see this lumbering creature. And then you see this graceful, beautiful woman just levitate herself up from whatever desolate landscape is there. She has black flowing hair and this beautiful, almost like iridescent, almost like the wings of a crow dress on as she just stands there with this sort of, just super cool and sexy as hell as the wind is just kind of like blowing her hair back. And she locks eyes with you. And she says to you, you could have been so much more. What would you like to do?
I think as those words hit her ears, she hears Mara's voice in the back of her mind, calling them heroes. And she reaches into her bag and pulls out the erroneous symbol. And says to herself that if there is ever a moment of chivalry and valor and daring, it's now. She's gonna put it on. She's gonna take the green toad frog figurine that landed at her feet.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna try and toss it in and smash it on the ground inside the portal.
Okay. Yeah, you do. I mean, you throw it through the portal, like just kind of huck it in there, and it just disappears into a shadowy realm.
That wasn't nearly as cool as I was hoping it would be. What would you say I have used in this moment?
I would say you've probably used an action. You used a free action to put on the, what do you call it? I forget what the name was that I gave it. Yeah, it's like on this leather, what the hell are those? Anyways, doesn't matter. It's on a, no, it's not torque. It's on a leather thong around your neck, basically. You put it on, so it's hanging around your neck like a necklace, but there's a different word I had. Anyways, doesn't matter. Language. Yeah, so you used your action and your free action to do all of that, I would say.
Great. I don't think I have a bonus action. I don't think I have an offhand attack. That's like a special thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I have. And just the echo of Mara calling them heroes just going through her mind.
Scapular. That's the word I was looking for. It is a leather scapular. Okay, so that brings us to Cooper.
Koopa's not doing too well. Koopa's gonna disengage so they don't get a chance to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna disengage and basically get out of where he is, like leave that little room. And as soon as he gets out, is everyone inside or are they outside that room? Is anybody outside? No, right?
Portis is like right at the door to the room. The three of you are like inside. You and Philomena are closest to the portal and the orb.
Yeah.
Portis moved up as well because I got away from the butler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna back out, disengage from those that are attacking me, and get to the door away from them. And he's going to look at Portis and say, "Well, I really need a second wind," and he's gonna do a second wind on himself.
Okay.
And he's gonna gain 1d10 plus 4 hit points.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get that with rolling a d8. Okay. All right, I gain back 13 hit points.
Very nice. Mel.
That's all I can do, I think.
Shadowy portal. 3 of these creatures. Actually, give me a D4 roll, Mel. It's the top of the order. That means a lair action.
It's a 1.
Okay, so there are 4 of these things now. They keep coming through the portal. So this shadowy portal tearing through reality. Beyond it, this shadowy realm, these creatures clawing their way through the portal. You can see this massive lumbering Nightwalker that's kind of crawling across the landscape towards the portal. You can see this beautiful Countess sort of just floating like Storm from the X-Men, just sort of like with the hair and all the sexiness. What do you want to do?
Well, I got that, amulet type necklace from Magnus, and I kind of like have it in my hand, and I shout to Philomena, I'm like, I don't know if you could use this, but it's the one that matched yours, and I got it off of Magnus.
I think we can take anything right now.
Okay, so you give that to her.
Yeah.
Okay, you still have an action. That's the free action.
I am going to go up to the closest shadowy figure and swing with my short sword and dagger.
Okay.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
With the short sword, and the dagger will be a 23 to hit.
Yep. Both of those are hitting.
Okay. 13 points total damage.
Okay. One of them dissipates as the shadows just kind of fall apart and dematerialize. So there are 3 of them now instead of 4. Okay, that was Mel's turn. Frickin' Frederick is coming around the corner with the trident, and he's going for Portis.
Frickin' Frederick.
Frickin' Frederick. That's a 17 on the die. I need a con save, please. 5 points of necrotic damage and 5 points of poison damage.
I'm down.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Portis goes down behind you guys. Whether or not you see that happen, I don't know. That brings us to Portis. Portis, let's get a death save, please.
Seven.
Okay, so that's 1 failure for Portis. That brings us to Philomena. Philomena, you have taken this amulet. It kind of glows with this dark energy. What would you like to do?
I think she takes a deep breath, steadies her hands. You said that the orb is still there?
Yes.
I'm gonna go up to the orb and using the amulet, I'm gonna try and turn it off, take it from where it is, pull it away, put the amulet in, and try to just turn it off.
Give me a quick Arcana check.
Come on, girl, you may be naive, but you're not stupid. 19.
You grab the orb in your hand, and you can feel the power of it, and it pains you. You take 2 points of necrotic damage as these tendrils of shadow sort of reach down from the sphere to your arm, and the only thing you can think of is that you need to smash this.
I will take the sickle that she gave me, and I will try to drive it into it.
All right, you take the sickle. Give me an attack roll. This will be with advantage. It's not so much about hitting it, because you will hit it. It's about how hard you hit it.
Yeah. $22.
Wow.
Well done.
Like one of your best rolls you've ever had.
You hold this orb, the shadows sort of starting to overtake you. Your companions look, and they can see like you're flickering in and out of existence, almost as shadows are wrapping themselves around you, and you take the sickle and smash into it. And there's this moment of complete and utter silence and then the sound of a crack, like glass, a crack in the glass. Just, and the rest of you, whether or not you see this or not, the Countess just sighs And then she says, no matter. There are others. And she kind of floats out of the picture, and these dark shadows are sucked back into the portal. And as this globe, this orb shatters in your hand, all of the shadow disappears. The portal dissipates. And you find yourselves under lightning and thunder, rain pouring down, standing on the top of this lighthouse. Frederick standing over Portis with this trident, ready to drive it down into him. Cooper, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Cooper's gonna charge at Frederick. I'm like, I see Brother Portis go down as I was getting my second wind going, and I see that Frederick. I see that Batman, we're gonna call him, his servant, and I'm gonna charge at him, and I'm gonna swing with all my might.
He's just a butler with a trident.
Yeah. Okay, that is a 15 to hit on the first strike.
What are you hitting him with? Are you attacking him with a weapon, or are you
with my beautiful elven long sword?
Okay, roll damage.
All right, damage on that is 3 plus 5 is 8 because of my reduced strength. I'm not hitting as hard.
Okay, roll to hit again.
Whack him again. That's a total of 16.
16. That hits. You don't need to roll damage. He had 1 hit point left. As you cut through Frederick, he staggers backwards and he hits the edge, the rail of this platform, and he just topples head over tea kettle and falls to into the darkness. You look around.
At that point, and Brother Portis. Yeah,
you look around, and the only thing that is of dire need is that Portis is dying right now. And I'm going to actually have Portis, I'm going to have you make a death save.
That was 15.
15, okay. For all intents and purposes, you are able to, at this moment, breathe deeply, stabilize your companion. I don't think any of you have healing abilities, do you? Does anyone have healing?
Do you mind if I do a thing?
Sure. Does anybody have healing though? I'm asking first.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Then we'll go ahead and say that you are stabilized, at least for the moment. Go ahead, Philomena.
Philomena's gonna run over to Portis and put his head in her lap. You're never gonna be free, are you? Always. Ulterior motive. A truth and a lie that you'll never actually be able to tell. Do you even want this? Was it chosen for you? You said that you would be cursed with living and never have the bliss of death. I don't know what you'd say, but I know you'd have to lie.
Portis's eyes flutter open as you say this.
Philomena.
Do you want this?
Do I want what? What, dear?
This life.
The weather's rather lousy, but it's the only life I have ever had.
Do you want out?
I don't know know if there is an out for me. I don't even know if I know what I want. If I dare even consider the question.
Thank you for your guidance.
Thank you for your companionship.
We'll see each other soon, okay?
Okay.
Gotta take the sickle. And I'm gonna slit his throat.
Cooper would probably grab her hand. He's been standing there the whole time. No.
Roll initiative. Cooper, you can have disadvantage on this. This is very unexpected.
Not that great. Plus my dexterity. Yeah, 13.
21.
Go ahead and roll damage, Philomena. 1 sec, Portis.
Oh, that was to hit. Oops, that was a very good roll still. 4 damage.
Okay. Portis.
I grab your wrist. And as I do, where my hammers were fixed to the fittings that hid underneath my sleeves, you see a ribbon of red metal in the shape of a forked tongue, also dangling from the cords. And as my life essence fades, my grip relaxes, and my hand falls to the side.
Portis slips away.
I'm gonna hold you.
Mel, while this is happening, is there anything that you would like to do, or?
Knowing what Philomena had to do, and, you know, she did it for Portis. She will go and, you know, put her hand on top of her head, kind of like, you know, giving her a little bit of comfort. And she will go and kneel next to her and, you know, put her hand on Portis's chest and say, you can now be in peace, brother.
Thank you, Philomena. Just hugs Mel. Just pulls the three of them in tight and motions for Cooper to join if he wants to.
Cooper's just gonna... He went to go grab her hand, and it was too late. He looks down, he kind of steps back, kind of shocked. Hears the exchange between Philomena and Melantha, and he just kind of lets out a heavy sigh and sits down, cross-legged, you know, away, opposite from Philomena, and he just kind of starts saying, he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry all of you had to go through all of this. But I guess it's over. Maybe now you can have something called a life.
You heard her. There's more people out there. They're probably going to try to do the same thing. Not that I really have any power to stop them right now.
Well, if it happens on my watch, you know I'll do my best to try to stop it, now that I know. And he looks at Melantha and kind of looks at her and I know you really wanted to kill that man. And I saw you go down. I just wanted to finish it for you. But I think now I feel better that you didn't have to do it.
She'll look at Cooper and she'll say to him, yeah, I wanted to stick my dagger so far in him where he felt every inch of that metal going into his body. But he's dead. That's the important thing.
He's right down there. We can go kick him until we feel better.
Right now, nothing will make me feel better.
I look at Philomena and Melantha and I just say, get out of the rain. I pick up Brother Portis.
I'm going to stop you for a minute. The rain falls down upon you as you three of you sit there in your grief, exhausted, wounded, having seen something evil lurking just on the other side of the thin veil that separates the realms, the planes of existence, the material plane from the domains of some dreadful place. In a sense, you feel as though the rain washes away some of that as you sit there. And we're going to fade out on this story with the three of you atop this lighthouse. But Portis, there is something evil and dark waiting for you on the other side as you open your eyes. Describe for me what the first thing you see is.
Low light, wet, cold. The light is brown, not gray, not white. And it seems I am alone in some subterranean cavern. But it seems intuitively that it's not natural at all. I hear sounds in the distance of voices or calling out.
Footsteps.
Ah, yes. Closer than the wailing.
Much closer. Louder now, as they are without a doubt approaching you. You try to pull yourself from a prone position and find that you cannot move. You are bound. You hear the rusty grinding of something dragging across a stone floor.
Do my best to see.
You see a figure, just a silhouette, a faint bit of torchlight behind it, illuminating just enough to see a large individual. They fiddle with keys, unlock a gate that swings open. They approach you. They climb up on top of you. Castian, we were so close.
I was uncertain if this was what you wanted. Perhaps I could try again.
The time for penance has passed. Your utility, no more. She looks at you deeply in the face, her bulbous, warty nose staring at you, her eyes glaring into you. She reaches forward as you open your mouth to speak a word. She grabs your tongue and pulls it out of your mouth tight. And with a cleaver, the scene goes dark. As all that is heard is the howling pain of Castian, Brother Portis, Portia, Hoban, all of them. The light snuffed out once and for all. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end this fucking campaign.
Oh my god.
Thanks for sticking it out.
My god.
Jesus.
There you have it, folks. That's the Outlaws of Greyhawk. I'm so sweaty right now. I'm gonna need a shower.
Warm and cold at the same
Oh
time.
my God.
I've got chills from it being freezing, and then I'm sweating because it's so nerve-wracking.
Oh my goodness. You guys, that was awesome. You guys were so good. Holy shit.
Oh.
Did not expect any of that. That was awesome.
Philomena totally escaped Mortis's fate.
Oh my God. Oh.
I need it to be known to you, Dave, that I did message him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was fake
that's
at
great.
first, and then
I mean, we all knew it was possible. We've talked about it. We talked about all of this. Not what was going to happen, but that it was possible. I did not expect that. That was great. That was really good. I'm also glad that Cooper did not get the initiative because I didn't want that to interfere with that, and it worked out.
the dice fucking tell a story, you guys. I
Yeah.
rolled
Yeah, they
so
do.
well at the end there. So well. I have a +1 to my Arcana. I rolled an 18.
That was a great end, you guys. You guys were so good.
my gosh.
Jeff, that stuff that Cooper said at the end was like so like end of an epic movie. Like, I mean, it was so good. Everything was,
So
it was just great. That was an awesome session. It was a great way to end this really bizarre campaign that we ran for 8 sessions over the course of the last couple months. Thank you so much for the energy that you put into your character development and the creation and how you helped to steer this campaign in very strange directions that I had no idea. I had like 3 notes. I had, when we started, stagecoach heist. I had secret lair, and then something else. Like, that's it. And then you guys kind of created everything else as we went. It was very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Well, look, it's late. I hope you guys feel satified with the way that ended. I do. I feel very satisfied.
Oh, yeah.
That was my biggest
100%.
worry. My biggest worry was like that the ending would come and we'd be like, okay, I mean, that was cool, but that was very dramatic. That was a very dramatic ending. Well done, you guys. That was so good. So freaking good. Holy shit.
The
Woo,
only
okay.
thing Cooper wanted. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was
Go
great.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say the only thing that Cooper was gonna do was that he was gonna leave Philomena and Melantha up there, and he was gonna go and he was gonna walk, and I was gonna have him because Philomena had told her horse to leave, and he was gonna go out there. And he was gonna do that
all that
whistle
can
and
happen.
kinda call out for her.
All of that stuff could definitely happen. We just needed to close it,
top of the
and
tower.
that was the right place to close it. So
We're right there on the tower, looking out at the water.
yeah,
Good
very
job,
cool.
Dave.
That was good.
Horse
All right,
there.
let's do our outros. well, I'm not going to be able to go to sleep for a while for sure, but
Me
Uh,
too. Oh my
For
god.
sure. I need to do some
Calling him
Legos to calm
brother.
my
I
brain.
know.
So good.
I'm gonna have to jump in the sauna. All right, Coco, what's going on? Thank you so much. I mean, I love you. You're the best. I can't imagine doing this campaign without you. I mean, Mel was so cool, such a badass. But in the end, she turned around and had like so much compassion that was so it was so believable, even though it was such a like a 180 kind of shift. It was the way you did it was really good, and I loved every minute of it. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Yeah, no, thank you so freaking much for asking me to be a part of this. Like, it was so much fun. I have never cried in a campaign as much as I have cried in this freaking campaign. Holy crap. That's because I just playing with everybody got me in my feels. It was so much fun. I had every minute of it was amazing. But I'm just packing for GaryCon. That's what I'm doing the next couple of days until the 17th when I fly out. That's all I got. I was so happy we got to do this, the last one
Yeah.
today
Yeah.
before we headed out
Same.
for GaryCon to have an amazing weekend.
Yep.
Thank you everybody who helped me enhance my role playing, who made me a better player, who
You were awesome.
I have fun with y'all. It was amazing.
This was some of the best role playing that I've seen on stream. So good, all of you, and you included, Coco. Amazing stuff. So you really showed up for this campaign, and I appreciate it. Let's jump over to Scottish Jeff, dude. Cooper Mason. I mean, you had a challenge because you came in like with just a couple of episodes to sort of like develop the character, show us who Cooper is, and then like figure out how we fit in. I think you did it brilliantly. I thought you did a really, really good job with that. And you're muted. I think you're still muted.
You're still muted.
I'm sorry, I'm muted. I look over, I see red, and I'm like, okay, oh,
I'm
shit.
seeing red.
But no,
I'm seeing red.
Thank everyone. I wanted to go from, Gruka was a twisted, split personality soul who had no future, and then I wanted to take Cooper, who was basically the coward, took the easy road, and he was going to be the guy that wanted to come in and save everybody. But he wanted to figure out how do you do that when you got a group of people that are going up what they're doing. So he just wanted to be at the right place at the right time, try to save as many people as he could. And he wanted to be the one, hearing about this Magnus Crane, and he didn't want anyone else to have to go through anything. That's why I'm glad that he was the one that took him down.
Yeah. And you killed Frederick too, the butler.
The butler did it.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried that the butler was going to be like the big bad and that Magnus Crane was just a figurehead.
Well, if the butler had a chance to jam his spear into Portis would have been dead because that would have been a critical hit and that would have been 2 more failed death saves. So you saved the ending basically with that attack, which was pretty cool. So well done.
Yeah, thank you, and I will be at GaryCon. We'll miss people that won't be at GaryCon, but gonna have a good time, and we'll see what happens to Cooper Mason in the future.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Thank you so much, Jeff. Let's jump over to Rachel. Rachel, your portrayal of Philomena was brilliant and heart-wrenching. And I threw a lot of very, sensitive and triggering kind of things at you, and you rolled with it like so well. Like the mother thing, I was I was like, okay, this is going to be pretty intense. And it frickin' was. You leaned into it so like more than I ever thought. Like, yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry. I could go on and on and on, but that moment for me tonight was like so cool. How you leaned into that glimpse into the Shadowlands to see your mother. It was so cool. So thank you.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this, for letting me play with these magnificent people, for being the driver of this story. And oh my gosh, I'm like shaking, and I am so happy with how it ended, and so sad that we're not going to be able to keep like these characters that keep telling the story. And I'm so happy with where it ended. This was incredible to be a part of. Oh my god, I look forward to seeing all the things that you guys do in the future because you're amazing. I'm really doing nothing, but if you want to talk to me, I'm on the Guild Superior Discord as Kateria, K2YRIA. Hit me up if you want to chat.
Come on over and hang out, and who knows, someday maybe you'll be playing in one of these games and wiping tears from your eyes while we play a game and have fun.
I sobbed. Oh my god.
Oh god.
No one ever said, I want to sling dice and cry.
Yeah, right. My goodness. Yeah, and that the twist at the end with that sweet moment with Portis and then putting him down like that was freaking great. So good. Thank you for surprising me with that. That was amazing. I didn't know what was going on. It was so cool.
That was a Drucka with the goblin moment.
Oh my god, yes it was.
Yeah, there were a couple of those moments where you guys, I mean a lot actually, if I'm really being honest, you guys threw me out of my comfort zone a couple times, and it was really brilliant and beautiful. So thank you for that. Last but not least, Ty, my God, Portis was such a devious bastard. You played him so well. And I swear to God, in the end, I was like rooting for him, and he's terrible. How did you do that?
You just never knew, what side he was on until he revealed in that moment where he stood. But no, there's a lot to think about through this. I have not had the emotional experience at the table in all of my years of gaming that I did in this session and in this campaign. So
I agree.
A lot of gratitude. And I would like to play with all of you again.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I also will be at GaryCon, but before that, I will be getting New of Arden lined up the way it needs to be lined up so that it is alive in the world, and manifestation energy willing, that will be sooner than later. So still it's the process of being set up right now. You can find out everything about what's going on with AdventureSling Productions at adventuresling.com. We also have a Discord. There are 2 podcasts, and there are a lot of there are VODs from past New of Arden episodes on there, and all kinds of little surprises. So hope you stop on by and keep an eye there for news on where you can find New of Arden if you'd like to check it out. Thanks for having me.
Ty, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to play with you. Yeah, always so good with what you bring to the table, and that's why I like sitting at the table with you so much. And I will have you back over and over again. You guys, everybody who was hanging out with us through this campaign, thank you so much. It was very strange. It's a different kind of story that we told, and we went into some dark places with this one, and I don't think that you could ever replicate what we did here. So in a sense, I'm glad it's coming to an end, because to go to whatever the next thing would be, it's just, I don't know how we would do it, because this was so intense. It was so freaking intense. I'm very satisfied. I'm very pleased. I'm super amped up right now. I feel like I could just blather on and on and on, but I'm not. I'm gonna spare everyone the torment, and we're gonna go ahead and sign off. We do have. I want to just quickly say we've got our finale to our House of Eidolons game tomorrow night. So please come back and hang out for that. It's going to be great. I'm very excited to see how all of that goes down. It's a cyberpunk heist sort of vibe, and we've got our final mission that we're going on, and it's likely to backfire, but we'll see what happens. And then we'll be back here on Saturday for part 2 of the Scum and Villainy game, which is basically it's basically Blades in the Dark, but in space. It's like a space opera. So very cool, very much like Rebellion versus the hegemony kind of thing. A great metaphor for what's going on in the United States right now, to be honest with you. We do have a sort of a low-key fundraiser that we're going to be rolling out a little bit more significantly, but we are raising money for the ACLU to defend democracy in the United States. If you are into democracy and want people to be free in this country and survive what's going on with the bullshit, go on over and make a donation to that. I've got a Tiltify account set up, and that goes directly to the American Civil Liberties Union. We've got a bunch of streamers who are joining the cause. More on that to come. Thank you all very much. I'm going to kick it over to the end screen here, throw on some tunes. We are going to raid into some friends of ours, so stick around for the raid. Give them some good old-fashioned Guild Superior love. We will see you tomorrow night for House of Eidolons. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us. Be good to each other. Be safe. We love you. Bye-bye.